Welcome to Sparky and Mr. Z, episode 5. AWIN!
Social distancing.
Social distancing,
16,
yeah.
16,
Stay over there, pal. I don't need sick.
So, AWINs, what is AWINs?
Well, I have a lot of good friends down at Team AWIN that I work with all the time. So I'll start with that. You know, you've got Penny, the director, Rachel, David, Kent, Jacob, John, and Michael, and all good folks down there. They do a great job with our system. But AWIN is a statewide radio system. AWIN stands for Arkansas Wireless Information Network, and every county, and then several cities within those counties, and some counties have multiple sites, but it's to give coverage statewide.
Okay.
And we have a fairly decent statewide network. It's P25 trunking.
So, let's say I purchased this radio.
Yes.
This Viking 6000.
Did not know you had enough money for that.
Yes, I did.
Wow.
They're not that much.
I'm impressed. We're not really.
Got great deals on them right now. So, I purchased this radio for my firefighters and my police officers,
Yes,
and I
sir.
want to put it onto the AWIN's P25 system.
Taking care of our public.
What do I need to do?
Well, the first thing you need to do is you need to contact AWIN. And you can do that. You can go to their website, which is awin.arkansas.gov. That's awin.arkansas.gov. Not going to spell Arkansas for the folks, or .gov. Figure they can Google that one. But, or you can call them on their phone number, which is 501-683-1798.
That number, once again, is?
501-683-1798.
So, I get on the website now.
That's right.
And there's a form that I fill out.
Well, what you'll do is you'll get with AWIN. They'll get you everything you need to apply for IDs. Once you meet the criteria and you filled out the form, they will approve your IDs. From that point, what usually I require from someone when they come to me and they say, "Hey, Mr. Z, how can I get my radio program?" Which Safety Steve does quite often, let me tell you. He comes and I say, "Well, this is what I'm going to need from you there, buddy. I'm going to need your approval letter from AWIN." And then from there, I fill out a form requesting formal IDs. And if your IDs have been approved, they will send me then another form, which has the IDs on it. I put the agency that's purchased the radios, the serial number, the date, and some other information they require. Send that back into AWIN. I program the radios up with the A-bit TDMA template. And boom, once we get it programmed and they activate it, you're ready to go.
Now, I got a technical question for you.
Okay, I love technical questions.
There are several different manufacturers out there that have P25 radios available.
Yes.
Do they all work the same?
Well, that's sort of a loaded question because there's different formats of P25. There's P25 conventional, P25 trunking. Now, if they're all... So, yes, they all operate under the guise of P25, which is the federal standard. However, for AWIN, you would need P25 trunking.
So, any radio that has P25 trunking, they all work the same?
Yes, that's correct. As long as they all have the same features which are required by AWIN, which are the knobs, the display, emergency button, things like that, yes. And they will go through an approval process. So how that works is a manufacturer will come to AWIN, my friends down there, they'll put the radio through a test, make sure everything's good. First, they'll look at the specs, make sure it truly is on the up and up. And once it is, yes, once they give it approval, they are all considered equal, yes.
Now, I've had some customers coming in and they're talking, and they're saying...
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Folks talking again?
They're talking.
Wow, that gets me riled up there, Sparky.
That there has to be extra stuff done to the Kenwood radio when it's programmed for AWINs. Is it programmed identically to the other brands?
Well, I'm going to say this, Sparky. I program for several different vendors, or I have over the years. Now I do for a couple mostly, but no, there's nothing different. I mean, we enter the same information, which are talk groups, personalities. We put those into zones. And so once we program it, they give us the ID. The system just sees the ID. The format's already in the radio. So there's nothing that has to be done. Additionally, the radio, once it's on and activated, it just works.
So let me recap this. So once I have purchased my radio,
yes, that's right,
at a way lower rate than most of the competitors,
right,
then I contact AWINs.
Sweet deal. Yep. Oh yeah, I call my friends at Team AWIN. Man.
I call Team AWIN.
Team AWIN.
I fill out their forms, give them the information that they need.
That's right.
Then they will give me an acceptance letter.
Yes.
And then I give that to you.
Yes, that's
with
right.
my radio and the information, the memorandum of understanding, and the talk groups that I'm allowed to have.
That's correct. Mm-hmm.
And then you submit that to AWINs, and you request the actual ID that goes in the radio.
That's correct, yes.
And then you just put the programming in it.
Man, you're making it sound like my job is easy, but that is right.
It sounds pretty easy to me.
Well, I bet it does there, Mr. Sales Fella.
That just sounds like a great deal.
Well, I see that Mr. Producer Steve there looks like he's got something he wants to say. I'm not sure what he's saying.
Well, guys, I have a couple of questions here that have come in since your last show.
We have questions. We
I like questions.
Y'all like questions?
We do, yeah.
You kind of covered it a little bit, but hey, redundancy never hurts, right?
That's right. It's always good to, you know what they say, there's no stupid questions.
Well, Tom Perrine from Arkadelphia writes in, and he says, do I need additional equipment if I'm using a Kenwood radio on AWIN?
Hey, Tom Perrine, I think I know that guy. I'm not certain, but I will say this, Tommy. No, you do not. When we sell you a radio, when Dave does, I don't mess with any of that sell stuff. But when Dave sells you one, say you buy a radio without a microphone or with one, or even a mobile unit, there's no additional parts. Now, a mobile unit, you do have to purchase an antenna. And the reason for that is on your mobile, there's different vehicles they go in. So we have kits for that. They're not expensive, Dave. You know what an antenna kit is?
No,
It's not expensive at all. But that's it. It will come with a microphone. And this is a dash mount unit, so it mounts right in the front of your vehicle. We screw the antenna on, plug the power cable on. If you buy an external speaker, we can do that. A lot of people just use a speaker right in the front of the radio, but we do have optional external speakers. Other than that, there's no parts. That's it. I program this thing up, and it just rock and rolls.
That's nice. I'm sure Tom Perrine appreciates that.
I bet Tom Perrine does appreciate that.
And another question you've already covered, but Chuck from Carlisle writes in, and he wants to know if any radio on the market will work on AWIN.
Any radio on the market? No. Now, Chuck, these do have to meet criteria, which is the P25 trunking standard. So they'll have to be able to do P25 conventional, P25 trunking. Now they have to do phase 2 as well as phase 1 P25.
Then they have to be approved by Team AWIN.
And they have to be approved. So there is an approval process. But once they go through that, sure.
Which means not only have they passed the CAP compliance testing.
That's right.
But they've always passed the
That's
testing.
the stamp of approval from our state that says if you buy this product, you're safe. It meets our standards, which is a good thing.
Yeah.
That way you
Those
know
are
you're
good
going to do
questions.
something great. Do you have any more questions here?
There's not any more questions for this episode, but I'm sure some will be coming in now.
Well, I think let's just recap here. You call my pals at Team AWIN. You give Michael a call and you say, "Hey fellas, I need an ID." And they come back to you and they say, "Okay, you're approved, or you need to do this to be approved." Once you get approval, you get a hold of us, and then from there, I fill out the paperwork. We get your radio programmed up, and you're rocking and rolling. I think that's pretty good.
Simple.
Yep. Well, I guess that's it for today.
Well, if you're interested in a demo for one of our P25 radios on the AWIN system, just give us a call at 479-443-2222.
That's 479-443-2222. Episode 5 of the Can